Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're back, thank you for coming back and visiting with us again. Today, I thought we would talk about the products that we use around the barn for the horses, the things that we like that have worked for us, sometimes make life a little bit easier around the barn. And we're not sponsored in any way. Obviously, our channel's a little too small for that, but hopefully someday we will get there. And so I'm going to take you along and just introduce you to some of those products. And the first thing I wanted to start with was our broom. If you know, you know. So this is a straw broom. I had somebody tell me one time, because I had a kitchen broom, and he said, that's not really a broom, and had got me this for the barn. And I will tell you that they make a huge difference in cleaning up and sweeping, and they get everything, and they just work great. It's a must around the barn. And the other piece to that I use is this dust picker up thing. So it just sits, and then you can scoop things up without having to use an actual dustpan. So we have a couple of these. We have one down here in this barn, and then we have another one in our other barn, but they work great and so helpful for picking up manure, picking up hay, picking up shavings, just kind of all around sweeping up when we need to. And highly recommend. And I think those would probably be great even around your house. Okay, we have a little fish net. These are great for cleaning out water buckets. They're not necessarily grimy, dirty. They just need some of the loose hay taken out from where the horses have dropped hay in them. So this works great for the water buckets in their stalls and their big trough buckets that are outside. Love these. They work fantastic. I have a pool one that has a really long handle that I use for the outside buckets a lot. That helps. And these toilet brushes we have everywhere. These are great for scrubbing out our buckets, and we use these. We have them in the barns here. We have them by all the paddocks outside to clean all the water buckets. These work great. Another trick you can do with your water buckets is put, if you get like a scope Listerine or something like that, that is mint flavored, put those in your buckets and scrub them. They come out really clean. The horses like it gives a little flavor to the water when you put it back in, and the horses really like that. That's just another trick that we do that really sanitizes, cleans them out really well. All right, I'm going to talk about pitchforks and buckets. And pitchforks, buckets are for barn people, are like utensils that a cook uses in their kitchen, and you have your favorite ones that you go to all the time. And I don't know why, but we all have our favorite. This one is mine, and it is an aluminum, so it's very light, and I love it. It's called Farm Fork. It's just after using this, and then if I go back and take one of the ones with the wooden handle and use that, it's such a difference in the weight. And as I've gotten older, and I get tennis elbow easily, and my shoulders hurt, so to do the constant flipping really bothers my shoulders and my elbows sometimes. So this really helps a lot. So this is my go-to. I have it tagged because it's mine, and you don't want people touching your pitchforks, your favorite. They get broken easily. So I do not like for anyone to touch this one. It's I keep it set aside for me. The other, I got this a couple years ago. This is actually a garden bucket. And when horses are cross-tied in the aisle and you're brushing them, cleaning their feet out, getting ready to ride, and you need to clean and sweep up the mess that they make, these come in handy, and we keep them at the front of the barn so that we can just use these as a little dump bucket. Another type of bucket where you just have a big round bucket, and then it has a cart that you put it on. It's a typical muck bucket for a barn, and that's what you see a lot. But I found these are cheaper, and they work just as well. Easily push them around. So I have these around for that, and got away from the other buckets. And I also found that the other muck buckets that have the cart wheels would break, or the little stand to keep it set up would break. And so we're constantly trying to keep it working and going, where these are really sturdy. They have like plastic wheels. I mean, they're $40, I think, at Walmart. Really handy. I like these a lot. Okay, I'm going to switch over to talk about things I use for my horses, and starting with this little mud brush. So simple. Used to be $2.50. I think they're now maybe $6, but so worth. This is such a great tool to have. As we just got done with mud season, the horses come in and completely covered in mud. It's dried on, and you just take this, brush it off, and all of the dirt just comes right off. This is another tool. This has little spikes on it, and it's a glove that, so what happens, what I like about the combo of this, so these work great. They do take the mud off. This is another one. When you clean the horses, then the mud gets in here. It also gets all the hair in there, so you're having to pick out that a little bit, scrape out the hair as you go through and clean them. So you're having to do that. Whereas if you use these, you just put this on, you scrub your horse down, get all the mud off, and you kind of just bang the two gloves together, and the dirt and the hair falls off, and you don't really have to do anything. Really recommend. These are really great. I find that I use a combination of both of these a lot, especially in mud season. And also, if you have horses that get what we call scratches from mud on their legs, these work really well to be able to really scrub those legs down and get some of the grime off and the little flakiness that they get from that. I'll talk about what that is in another video, but these come in really handy for that. Hands On is the name of these gloves, and these are just called a mud brush. Okay, this next tool is called a Fur Izzy, and this was recommended by a boarder that we had using it for her horse, and so I picked them up for my horse. And you can see it has tongs, and then it has some ones here and on the side. So it's this kind of like a yard rake that you can scratch your horse with. And actually, now that I say that, you probably could just get a small kids rake or one of those really small garden rakes they make and use it for the same thing. But this one has the side spikes and on here, and also this, so it does have a little bit more benefits than just the rake. But the idea is that now you can just scratch your horse with it and scratch their belly, scratch their back, scratch their butt, their neck. They love it. This is just a great way to spend time with your horse and give them a little bit of scratches that they thoroughly enjoy, and you get to spend some quality time with them. So this is another company that we use. It's called Virtue, and they make two things that I really like and use a lot for my horses. The first is a brush blaster, and I'm going to show you how it works. I've got my warm water in my bucket, and then I have my brushes that I need to clean. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to just dump this in here, and you'll start to see it's going to bubble. And then you just dump all of your brushes in there that you need to clean. And as the bubbles will clean it, I leave it soak for just a little while till all of that dissolves. And then you take them out, you just shake them off and set them to dry, and you have clean brushes. So I do this, I don't know, whenever I just feel like they're dirty enough, I need to do it. This product that they make, like a soap on a rope, literally is what it is. But this is a hard plastic, and when you're giving your horse a bath, you just put your hand in here like this. You get them wet, you scrub it, they soap up. You can let it go, then you can rinse them. You've still got it in your hand to do what you need to. It works really, really well. And here they are, nice and clean. They sat for a while. You can see dirt's off. They're just clean. They'll dry now. And then we'll just fluff them up and they'll be good to go. Okay, before I wrap up the video, I wanted to show you just a couple more products that I use for the horses that I really like. One of them is Zero Proof Horse Treats. Here's a QR code, and I'll link them down below. But they have mint julep, apple martini, carrot, cosmos. It's all organic ingredients. Love these for the horses. They also have ones for the dogs, and they're in little heart shapes, so they're really cute. But again, all organic ingredients in that. Okay, the next product that I want to talk about is this mainly long hair product. They have a brush system that I've used through the winter, and I was introduced to this by another boarder, and the way that it kept my horses clean and looked like I had given them a bath all winter, I just swear by it. It's amazing. You have a curry comb, and it's a nice hard rubber. It really gets in and gets the grime out of them, brings all the dirt to the surface. So then you can take the little flick brush. It's a little bit harder of a brush, so it flicks away all that dirt and dust that you bring to the surface. And what I really like is this Hydrate 24 system they have, where you take your conditioner that they sell, and they have shampoos and they have detanglers. You can use this on your dog, you can use this on yourself. I'll put their link of everything down below. But you take some of this, you put it in here, and then you add water, and then you put it on this brush, clean your horse with it. It really makes it look like you had just given them a bath. And then this one here is just kind of the final, gives them a really good shine when you're all done. I actually numbered them. So I have a set of these for each of my horses, and I really like that. With the winters we have here in Maine, they're long, and obviously can't give them any baths, so this really keeps them clean and looks like they've had baths through the winter, and it helps condition their skin and their coat throughout the winter as well. Highly recommend. Okay, I thought I was going to end the video, but I thought I would just show you a couple more things that I really like for my tack room. I love antique items, like these apple barrel crates. They make great storage. We've put them up on the wall, so it gives me some shelving and storage space for things. You can see we have I have small ones here. And then this was really great. It's like an old milk crate, I guess, wire, but it holds a lot of my bottles. You can just pick it up and carry it out. So just a little hack, just to give it some character in my tack room. Okay, so now to wrap up our video, and I want to say thank you for being here. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so. Click our like button for our video. It really helps us out. And I just want to say thank you all for being so patient with me, because navigating doing YouTube is a little harder than I thought between everything else that I have going on. So I'm really trying to get better at bringing you content and putting videos up every week, and I'm going to try to be better at that. So please bear with me. I appreciate all the support, and thanks for following along. We'll see you next time between the barn aisles.